everyone, welcome to Abhyaas Technologies, and I'm Shaji Mohan, your host, and today we are going to learn some important tips and tricks, or how do you score an impressive 8-band score? How do you score an impressive 8-band score? And here we go. Let's see. And these are my tips. So what should you, as a candidate willing to take the IELTS examination, know about the examination? Let's talk about the basics. What does IELTS stand for? It is International English Language Testing System. All of you watching the video are already aware of it. But why should you understand the test better? The test better, I'm talking about the 4 modules. LSRW. Listening, speaking, reading and writing. You should understand what does each module have and how many marks does each module and each section cater to. Having a profound understanding of each module can actually enhance your performance. So it's important that you pay a little more attention to what are each modules in the examination and what does it test? Language proficiency. It is a language proficiency test that gauges the candidate's ability to read, speak, write and listen English well. The tip number 2 is to understand time. You got to understand how to manage time. All the sections, you are already aware, speaking is held a week before or after the other test. The rest of the modules are held in a day. So it's important that you understand or you learn how to manage time for each section. I'm talking about the modules and the sections in the modules as well. So it's important that you fix a timer and check for yourself how much time do you spend or cater for each module so that your performance gets better each time. So time management, vocabulary mastery. You must have always realized that when it comes to presentation, be it verbal presentation or a written presentation, what matters the most is certainly vocabulary. It's important that you have working class knowledge on vocabulary. And how do we do that? There are many ways to do that, right? We refer to some exercises online, we buy books for vocabulary, right? It's important that you enhance your vocabulary skills. Because the kind of words that we use, I'm talking about the transition words, adjectives, adverbs and all that add more beauty to your writing part. It's not just writing, it's also about your speaking. Imagine you're talking to the interviewer and you run short of good words. Your presentation falls flat. It's important that you have good vocabulary. And it takes time, it is time consuming, but it is difficult, not impossible. Work on them. Talking about the reading strategies, it's important that you focus on reading strategies. You should enhance your skimming and scanning skills. Tailor-make your reading ability. And how do you do that? You read books on eclectic topics, you read newspaper. For example, take a newspaper, read an editorial on the paper and try to analyze it. Try to understand what is the written article talking about. You should be prepared with some questions on your mind even before you look at the questions below the passage. That is how you become an active reader. Great. Writing excellence. How do you write something well? How do you write a letter or a passage or an essay well? Vocabulary, yes. But how about sentences? Should you write independent, simple sentences? Do they look impressive? No, they don't. So what should you do? Practice writing compound and complex sentences. I'm talking about using correlative and subordinative conjunctions and writing something that is efficient. So it's important that you understand the format of the writing part. Introduction, body, conclusion. So, yes, I'm talking about grammar again. So good grammar leads to good writing. So vocabulary, grammar, both mixes and gives you the best output. That is your written document. So that was about the writing excellence and listening techniques. What are listening techniques? Should we really have listening techniques? Should we have a technique to listen? Yes, we should. You should practice listening to podcasts in English. You should also practice a lot of IELTS listening audios as well. We at Abhyaas can certainly help you out greatly with some wonderful audios. And the teachers here can definitely make a difference in your listening styles as well. Make sure that you listen to different pronunciations. It's important that you actually pay close attention to some significant words or phrases while the audio is being played. Develop a habit of playing podcast, paying attention to them, and then scribbling out some significant words or phrases from the audio. That can do great difference for you. So that was about the listening techniques. Talking about your speaking confidence. Should you sound or look confident before the interviewer? Yes, you should. And where does this confidence come from? Confidence only comes from clarity of thought. When you have clarity of thought, you have clarity in expression. So clarity in thought comes with organization. So how do we organize our speech? Speech can only be organized when we have a habit of practicing. I strongly recommend practice standing before a mirror or practice recording yourself. You should sit before the camera and record yourself. Your hand gestures, your facial expressions, your body posture, your non-verbal communication is as important as the verbal part. So when I talk about confidence, how do we exhibit confidence in the first 20 seconds? Yes, that's only with the body posture and the firm handshake that you make with the interviewer. So speaking confidently is a key aspect in the IELTS interview. So should you be prepared enough? Yes, you should be. You can watch several videos on YouTube today. And here at Abhyaas as well, we can help you out with some very cool practice, mock speaking interviews. Okay, we take the responsibility of training you for the better. So let's practice a little more speaking confidently sitting before the interviewer. Great. So mock test and feedback, as we already know, it's very important to take mock test. Why does mock test play a dominant role here? It helps you to understand how much time you cater for each module. It also helps you to understand, do you come under pressure when all the modules are given together? Okay, so it's important to take a mock test and also take regular feedback. Feedback from your tutors and feedback from your friends, peers and all. Make sure that your performance keep enhancing each time. For that, these things gonna work out. Next, avoid common mistakes. What are these common mistakes? When it comes to speaking part, a common mistake would be dressing inappropriately, not looking fresh enough before the interviewer, or forgetting to have a good body posture, or looking timid before the interviewer, constantly looking at time. Make sure that you exhibit a very positive body language. That plays a dominant role. So, avoiding common mistakes when it comes to writing and all would be scribbling, regression, repeating and all. Listening is missing out on the key points, not being attentive, not being an active listener, right? When it comes to reading, missing out on important parts, not practicing skimming and scanning better. These are the common mistakes that you should be working on. And finally, consistent practice. When it comes to any examination, talk about language proficiency test, standardized test or entrance examination. What plays a dominant role everywhere? It's practice. Practice, practice and practice till you excel in something, right? So finally, practice a lot. Practice at home, practice, come join Abhyaas, practice with us. We provide the best quality education and I promise that. This is Shaji Mohan and today's video was on IELTS 8-band score. And we will see you in the next video with some other interesting topics. Thank you very much for watching the video. Thank you so much.